Hey Kipsters, it's me, Mr. Kohler. I'm going to walk you through the window sizing and how to set up your interface for online learning. So once you've logged in to your screen, this is probably the first screen you see. You might see a login screen from Google Chrome. If your homepage is not set up, it might look like this. All you have to do is click Google Classroom. Sometimes you have to write it in. So I'll write Google Classroom, and I'll go to our homepage. Here, I'll click here. And again, if you see the Clever screen, it might just load automatically, but this is what you do if you don't see it. Now I will see the classes that I'm enrolled in. For right now, I'm just going to show you how to access set up the Student Hub. So class of 2025 actualization. I'm going to go to classwork. And I'm going to get ready to join the Universal Zoom link. Quick tutorial. For Windows, if I have a bar at the top of the screen, I can actually move this window around. I'm going to need this skill to adjust my screen. Notice when I'm on the trackpad, I will push down with my index finger, and I'll show that skill later. And I'll be able to push down like this and drag with my middle finger. If you just push down with one finger, it's a little hard because you're kind of like, whoa. So you can definitely use two fingers to drag and resize. So I'm dragging here. And I'm going to move this to the side of the screen just like that. And if I want to adjust the size of the window, I can use the cursor to highlight the side or the bottom or the corner. Okay, so I'm going to practice a little bit. I'm adjusting the sides. Notice I'm swinging my middle finger back just like this. I can adjust the bottom just like this. And if I want to be pretty awesome, I could do the corner, and it's kind of hard to find the corner, but when I hit the corner, then I'm like this, okay? So for your setup, you actually want the screen to be about this, like 4/5 of the screen size, okay? Because we'll need to launch Zoom. Now, if I open new windows, weird stuff can happen, so I want to be able to go back to my original windows. Check out this button right here. This is the full screen button, and this is I call this the adjustable button. I want to be in adjustable mode most of the time. If I double click the toolbar, the bar at the top, it'll go full screen. If I double click here, it should go back to how it was, okay? It will always go back to how you adjusted it. All right, that's part one. Part two, we're gonna practice with our Zoom link. So go ahead and open up Zoom. I'm gonna launch a meeting, and it'll create a whole new window. I will usually have to join. And the host will let me in. The host is usually your teacher or Mr. Kohler or whoever. Once I'm in the room, this is gonna be weird because the camera's looking at you. Once I'm in the room, let me turn the speaker off. Once I'm in the room, I am going to be able to adjust the screen just like this. So just looking at the window, same as the browser, I can move the Zoom screen around. And remember, I can adjust the sides. I want my Zoom screen to be pretty much the size of a cell phone, maybe like a big Android or iPhone 6 Plus, 10 Plus, whatever. But I want my Zoom screen here. I can play with the windows and adjust it. Once you get to the side of the window, it usually clicks just like this. So this is kind of my first level of setup. If I double click the Zoom window, it'll go full screen. If I double click it, it'll go back to how it was. If I double click the top bar, it'll go full screen. But if I double click the middle, it might go full screen too, or like this. So you can do it both ways. If it does get stuck, like full screen, you can usually push double click that. Or if it goes full screen like this, you can push the escape button. Both ways should work. But if you do get stuck and the Zoom screen is stuck, always try double clicking this bar. That usually helps too. Now, this interface is halfway set up, but now I have to go to part 3, which is set up my chat. 3. So if I click this, those 3 dots, I can go to my chat, and now I open a chat box. Now notice my screen, this is just too crowded. So I'm gonna have to go to this button right here and push this right here, and I want to pop out the chat just like this. Now, I have the skills. Remember, I can adjust the size of a window, and I can move the window just like this. So what I want to do right now is I want to move my chat to the bottom corner, and now I want to move my screen over to the corner. Now, this isn't quite set up because if I click chat, it covers the camera. If I click this, it covers this. So I want to be able to adjust this first, the chat box, and I'm going to adjust it down to fill this corner. And now, if I click chat, I have to adjust the camera. So now I'll pull this up. So there's definitely some movement you have to do, but if you know how to adjust windows and move windows, you will get it to this masterful looking screen where now I have, check this out, it's gonna be really weird. I have me on camera while I'm filming myself. And then I have the main screen here. Now, I don't actually need this tab anymore, so I can close this tab. And now I'm back to my home page right here. Now this is my work interface. So I'll always want to keep my chat box open. I always want to keep my screen open, and now I have my main screen. If I'm doing independent work, I can go full screen just like this, work on my stuff, and I can go adjustable screen to look at the camera. If you guys are on Nearpod, you're going to be using the Zoom camera with Nearpod, so you want this screen.